Hey, and welcome to the Still Magnolias podcast. We've got another great show for you guys today. And if you've been listening to this podcast for a while and have yet to leave us a review, we would so appreciate if you would take just a second to do that, especially if you listen in Apple Podcasts. You can do that by scrolling to the bottom after all the episodes, and in the ratings and reviews section, just click the stars and tap to review. Thanks so much. Meet you at the table.
I'm Lainey.
And I'm Laura Beth. And we are
Steel Magnolias.
The strength of steel.
With the grace of a magnolia.
We are here to have uplifting conversations about life in the South.
And we've got plenty of room at our table. So pull up a chair.
Well, Lainey, we're doing something new today. We have a virtual audience watching us record this episode. Thank you to the University of Tennessee Alumni Association for sharing our content with the great folks that call Rocky Top home. We will link in our show notes of this episode just exactly how you can watch our video component of what we're recording today. But we are here to discuss Southern sauces. So, Lainey, you come up with a lot of content for us. Tell me, first of all, how did you come up with the sauces that you wanted to focus on for today?
Right, because there's a lot of great sauces in the South. And so it kind of all started for me. I have a running list of possible topics I think we need to go over. And I guess it kind of started with comeback sauce. I've had that over the years in a few restaurants.
Yeah.
And I knew it was a Southern thing. I didn't really know the story. So this one started this whole beast. Then I kind of started looking into other Southern sauces. And I kind of wanted to steer away from barbecue sauce just because there's so many in that of it. It's its own thing. So these are some of the sauces that I came across other than barbecues in the South.
Well, yeah, I think barbecue sauce deserves its own episode.
Yeah.
I mean, there's enough content out there for us to do that in a few weeks. So, you gave me a list kind of go find sauce makers that are doing these sorts of sauces. So that was sort of my task.
Yes.
You come up with the content. I do some of the legwork and just executing of things.
Right.
And so it was so cool to see that I wasn't even seeking out a UT alum. And when I reached out to find companies that would be making the sauces that we were looking for, I reached out to a company called Y'all Company and Y'all Sauce Company. And lo and behold, Josh, the sauce boss, as they call him, is the co-owner, and he is a proud Tennessee grad. So
fun for this particular episode.
Yeah, well, I just thought maybe that's just testament to the great people that come out of Rocky Top.
That's right.
We're
That's
good
right.
people. But I did want to just tell you a little bit about the Y'all Sauce Company, because we are going to be using a few of the sauces that they make as some of our tasting today. So Josh McGee, as I mentioned, a UT alum himself, he hails from the small community of Rocky Hill. That's just outside of Knoxville. And his culinary education began 4 blocks down the street from his family home in his Granny Myrna's kitchen.
So sweet.
It was there that Josh learned the art of good food, working alongside his granny, learning family recipes, chocolate pies, pecan brittle, and chicken and biscuits. He saw firsthand the joy that her food brought to all who tasted. So Josh majored in history at UT with a minor in political science. And he got lots of culinary experience, and he just became fascinated with the fast-paced environment of the restaurant industry. After graduating, he went on to get more experience in Charleston, which is an awesome place to go get some culinary experience. And he now is currently the co-founder, as I said, of the sauce boss. He is the sauce boss of Y'all Sauce Company. And they are based in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. That's where Josh and his family live. So, again, it was just such an interesting connect, because when I looked them up, I thought they were in North Carolina, and they are. I just didn't know the Tennessee connection. So talk us through some of the sauces that they sent us.
Yeah, so comeback sauce is a classic Southern sauce you're going to see on menus all over the South and even other places now as well. It originated in Jackson, Mississippi, and it was originally a house dressing that was served at a Greek restaurant called the Rotisserie. And so that was kind of where it was birthed. But now you see it on lots of different companies making their version. Let's go ahead and taste it.
Let's taste.
Okay.
Yes, I'm ready. So we just have kind of some regular old
little tortilla
chips here. So it's got just a real light color, especially compared to the other sauces.
Yeah, crunch.
Crunch, crunch right in my microphone. I had heard that you could even, replace your ranch with this.
It's like a spicy ranch.
But this definitely has more Creole to it than a spicy ranch to me.
Yeah, so
This
it's
is very
similar
good.
to like a Louisiana remoulade, if you've ever had something like that.
Okay.
I would say it's kind of similar, but very versatile.
Yeah.
I think it's almost even more versatile than, I don't know, than even a buffalo sauce or something like that, because it's creamy but spicy at the same time.
I like it a lot.
I made fish tacos.
Yeah,
for
you
us
did.
to try it on. If you want to
Yes, you
try
did.
one,
Let's
feel
get those
feel
out.
free. Just to kind of more like something you would actually do with a sauce like this.
So this was something that even their website recommended, right? They had some recipes.
They have great recipes on their website. I think this would be a good sauce to have even on a. I know
We're so brave to be talking sauces,
talking and eating, and let's just do it.
So good. Ooh, and the crunch of the slaw that you have on this fish taco, so good.
Well, I like coleslaw on a fish taco.
Yeah.
But their recipe looked really great. I kind of did my own version, but I think this sauce would be great on fried green tomatoes.
Ooh, sis. That's a
Wouldn't that
good
be
rec.
good?
Yes.
Or even on a po' boy sandwich.
yeah.
I think that would be. In fact, we had some Creole food recently, and I said, "Do y'all have some comeback sauce I could have on the side?"
I love it when you just bust out some term that I've never heard before. And yes, the kitchen knows exactly what you're talking about.
That's right. Well, shrimp, it'd be great on shrimp. Even veggies, if you're vegetarian. This still is a sauce that you would really like on something like that. You could have it on a burger. The Y'all Company website, on their recipes, they also had a recipe for street corn that had this comeback on it. So
Wow.
anyway, that was just a few ideas. And
What's cool is on this bottle here, it actually tells you, things to use it on. It has fried chicken, fish tacos, fries, slaw, and more. I saw on their recipes on their website, they actually mention a deviled egg recipe. So substituting your mayonnaise
okay.
or mustard, whichever
Instead?
camp you fall into.
Okay, you use this
and used
instead.
in this.
All right.
That would have a kick. That would be that would be more kick than I'm used to in a deviled egg. But it could be good.
It could be good. Well, I'm a fan. I love comeback sauce.
Yeah.
I think it's a good one to keep on hand.
Yeah.
So that you can, just have it ready.
Yeah.
And you can use it in lots of different ways.
I like it.
All right. So that was the one that got this whole thing started, was
Yes.
comeback. Another one I had heard of but never tried was Henry Bain sauce.
Okay.
Just so happens that the Y'all Company makes this one as well.
Good job, guys.
It was actually this sauce comes out of Kentucky, and there's a club called the Pendennis Club, and for over 100 years they've served Henry Bain's famous sauce. It's named for a head waiter at that club who spent 40 years working there, and he kind of created this himself as a sauce that would be good on local game, beef, and other meats.
Nice.
So, shall we just
let's do it.
jump in and try?
right.
Okay, so it's a darker brown kind of a sauce.
And did you say this was a tomato base? It looks tomatoing. That's why I'm
Yes,
asking.
typically, now I haven't tried this one, but typically it's a tomato vinegary
Yeah.
sauce.
Very vinegary, but I like it.
It is almost kind of Worcestershire to me, too.
Yeah, that's a good description.
Okay, so would be great. I think something like this would be good on meatballs.
Mm-hmm.
That just tastes like a meatball sauce to me. Maybe on a tenderloin.
Yep.
Or something like that.
What's it say here?
Yeah, tell me what the bottle says. I didn't check
Steak,
that out.
wings, burgers, meatloaf.
Ooh, yes. Yes, that would be good.
Absolutely meatloaf, stir fry, and more. Okay.
Now, the Y'all Company website, they had recipes for jambalaya that looked really good using that sauce. They had a recipe called Old Kentucky Meatballs and a recipe called Kentucky Wangs. Not wings, wangs. I thought all of those recipes looked really good. Mm-hmm. So now that we've opened it, I may be making those.
That sounds really, really good. And in just a few moments, I'm going to tell y'all where you can even find some of these sauces. Of course, you can do it online, but I'll give you some more specifics.
Okay.
As to where to get these. All right. I liked that a lot.
Well, this next sauce was not on my list. In fact, I'd never heard of it personally.
Right.
But because the Y'all Company made it and sent it to us, boy, am I glad they did. Because I have already tried this one.
Me
and I'm
too.
a fan.
So my husband smoked some chicken last week, and we were snowed in, actually. But I had this sauce in the house.
Uh-huh.
So we ended up using it on some smoked chicken, and it is so good. And I would say that my husband isn't even a sauce or condiment lover.
Okay.
And so I was really surprised because it has a good amount of mustard taste to it. To me, that whole grain mustard, it comes through.
Okay. Well, this one's called Tennessee Jezebel sauce. Now, for goodness sakes, let's just start with the name.
Well, I asked Josh, the sauce boss. I was like, why did Tennessee get the Jezebel sauce? Because I don't really want to be associated with the Jezebel sauce. But he said, in general, this is made with pineapple preserves, and several southern states claim this recipe.
Yes, it is disputed as to where this comes from.
So, mixing orange marmalade and horseradish together.
Okay.
He just thought that was something extraordinary, and it is. But he added in Muddy Pond sorghum.
Oh, it's a Tennessee sorghum company.
Yes, they're kind of almost East Tennessee. And so he felt like, well, he had first heard about it, I think, in Tennessee.
Okay.
And so he thought, I'm using sorghum
Tennessee
from
products,
Tennessee.
so
this. He's kind of hopeful that this is going to be the condiment of the state.
Okay.
In his words.
That's hilarious.
We'll see.
Well, Jezebel was such a terrible Bible character.
Yes. Yes.
And I'm guessing that maybe that name came about from it's kind of has a sweet front, but it's actually deceptively spicy.
It is.
That's where I'm thinking the name came
it
from.
That's a
but
good
anyhow,
description.
let's try this one.
Let's see. So, yeah, I can tell we've hit the Jezebel sauce already. That bottle is much less.
Okay, I'm sorry to crunch right in the mic, but oh my goodness.
So it's very hard to taste something that's a mix of a lot of things and dissect everything in it. But I felt like this one, for some reason,
it's like layered enough that you can
layered.
tell.
You can taste the marmalade and the pineapple and the sorghum and the whole grain mustard.
I can think of a million things I could do with this sauce.
Yeah, you could. And there's almost a million things on the label here. It says chicken, pork, salmon, grilled veggies, and more.
Okay, so first of all, I would say it's kind of almost like a glaze in that it's like it would be so good on pork.
Yeah.
Or chicken. Yeah, there's so many things you could do with this. But on their website, oh, you know what this would be so good on?
What?
Just like this, just in a bowl with a little spoon on a charcuterie board. Like
Yes,
this
it
would be
would.
so good with some
Which is
like
any
salami
cheese.
and
Any
cheese.
cheeses, yes. Good call.
And I make I'll tell you what else it would be really good. I'm on the spot thinking of if you were in the summer to cut up a peach
Ooh.
and put this with it.
Yes.
And bake some brie and then put this on top with some peach in there. Oh my gosh, that would be so yummy.
That sounds wonderful. That sounds so good.
But on their website, they had several recipes that look good. I had to mention this one because not only did it look good, the name Sunsphere pork sliders.
Oh, shout out to Knoxville's Sunsphere.
And then they had like a cheese biscuit with ham and Jezebel. And that's so Southern, the ham
good.
biscuits.
Yeah.
And instead of just putting mustard, putting this wonderful, yummy, more complicated sauce.
Yeah.
I think that would be so good.
These are very distinctive sauces. I commend the Y'all Company.
Very different, too.
Yeah. These are really, really well done. You can find them in very select stores right now. So right now they're in Tennessee, South Carolina, and North Carolina, and Georgia. Tennessee, South Carolina, North Carolina, and Georgia.
Okay.
They haven't yet made it into the Knoxville market. So if you are watching and you're in Knoxville, maybe ask your local grocer or gourmet market if they would be willing to carry Y'all Company. And, you know, it's got a great label. In fact, Josh told me that's the exact UT orange that he made his graphic designer not stray from UT orange.
I love it. I love it.
For the Tennessee sauce. But they're in this area. We're in Franklin, Tennessee, just outside of Nashville. So they're in the Leapers Fork Market, or in Nashville, the Green Door Gourmet. But you can shop online, and they will ship it to you, and they have flat rate shipping. So go ahead and buy a bunch all at once.
Well, they also do corporate gifts. And if you have a company and you're not sure what you want to give your clients for Christmas, this is the most fun thing, I think, to get at Christmas time, because you're going to be entertaining more people, feeding more people. And what better thing to have than some fun sauces?
Yeah.
And the next company we're going to mention as well also does corporate gifts. So just something to think about.
That's
if you
really good.
Not only are shopping for your own family online, but corporate.
That's so good. Well, let's talk a bit about Captain Rodney's. The parent company is Bell Buckle Country Store, and they are a family-owned and operated business since 1995.
Okay.
They have a simple philosophy to make the very best all-natural products possible. And to do this, they use only the finest ingredients, cooked slowly in small batches using time-honored methods. So I asked the owner, I'm like, what's with the Captain Rodney? And there's a pirate on the label.
Yes.
Like, I was like, what's with all the
the theme?
Pirate theme.
Yeah, the pirate theme.
So I was speaking with Brian, and Brian is the son. He's now the president of the company, but he's Rodney's son. So it's a father-son business that started, but it's now expanded, of course. But Rodney was an airline captain in his former life. Everyone always just called him Captain around the airports.
Gotcha.
So when he and his son Brian decided to start this brand, they decided to just call it Captain Rodney's. That's what he's already known as Captain anyway. So, but in the beginning, this happens, I think, to a lot of people that end up in packaged goods. You know, word got out when Captain Rodney was making some jelly.
Oh,
just at home,
okay.
Pre-business. And so friends would be asking, if they could get an extra jar, or if they could buy an extra jar the next time Captain fired up the jelly pot. So from that groundswell of interest, they looked into like what it would take to actually become a company and have their signature jelly. And after much education and experimentation, they began selling their products to the public in 1995. They were at the Atlanta Gift Market, which is a very big and popular market here in the Southeast. They were set up on a card table in the corner. And it's so funny because market actually just happened in Atlanta, and I saw a picture of their booth now.
And it's all extravagant.
Packed, yeah. So the rest, as they say, is history. But they've won awards for their different products, and you, awesome sis that you are, made us a cheese bake.
Well, this is kind of a famous tailgate recipe.
It is, you're right.
And it's on their website. You can look up the recipe. I first had it from my friend Laura Mason Holman. Made it. She's such a great cook. And she made it one time. And y'all, this stuff is addictive. And it is a crowd pleaser.
Yeah. So what sauce was it that you used to make this?
So this is made with Captain Rodney's boucan glaze.
Yes.
So I read online that, well, of course, centuries ago in the Caribbean, pirates developed a way of preserving wild boar for their long sea voyages, seasoning the meat with wines and spices while slowly cooking it over allspice wood. The result was a delicious meat that they called boucan.
Okay.
And these pirates became known as buccaneers, or what you now hear the name buccaneers.
Buccaneers.
Kind of changed to
Yeah.
buccaneers. So anyway, I think with the whole pirate theme,
That totally works.
the
It's labeled as dipping and grilling glaze, and it is thick.
yeah, and it is a glaze.
Yeah,
It's kind of a I don't know how else to describe it other than that.
Yeah, it's so good.
So a glaze like this is really great on all kinds of meat, game, fish, chicken. You could put it on. So there's so many different things you could do with it. But this cheese bake, I love this cheese bake because the sweetness of that glaze it does have crumbled bacon on top.
Yes, it does.
So the sweet salty together is always such a favorite.
So we're not even tasting this live because we got into
it. Who are we kidding?
Before we even started. And of course, there's pictures that we'll put up on our Instagram to show you guys how pretty it is. It's pretty.
It is pretty. You make it. It recommends that you make it in a pie plate because you don't want something super deep.
Right.
But basically, it's a cream cheese, bacon, shredded cheese goodness. I mean,
can see why it's a tailgate hit.
Exactly.
You could put any kind of cracker with that, and people would be loving it. Any pretzel,
it does need to be a little sturdy, in that you don't want it to just break off when you go to dipping.
True. That's a good point.
You could even eat it on. I mean, it would be great on celery if you wanted to not have as many carbs.
Oh yeah.
Something like that.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's good.
Anyhow, so yummy.
And it already has some Ritz cracker in it, right? Was it Ritz cracker?
You crumble that on the top.
Yeah.
When you bake it. Yeah. So you could
maybe not a Ritz.
Yeah, you could do that, but you don't need to. I'd just use something different.
Well, Captain Rodney's has a large product line. So
yeah.
we're only talking about their, is it called Boucan? Am I saying it right?
That's how I say it.
Okay.
I hope so.
We're only talking about their original Boucan today, which is their best seller.
Yeah.
But we will be touching back on future episodes on other sauces that they have. In fact, even beyond sauces, the parent company, as I mentioned, Bell Buckle, they have festive foods, hot chocolates, canned goods like pickled, fermented. So they are wide in
scope.
Their offerings now. They are doing free shipping right now in the continental U.S. for any orders over $25.
Okay.
Over $25. So just a couple of sauces would get you there.
Yeah.
They are regionally in a lot of Publix and Walmarts, but you're not going to see the extent of their offerings in all of those stores. So if you're wanting to get like the Boucan glaze and some of their barbecue sauces, and then do that online.
You've had their peach barbecue sauce, haven't you?
So when they sent us this, I actually, here's your behind the scenes. I met up with them in the parking lot of a Zaxby's to get the sauce exchange. That's how it went down. And the guy, Brian, the president there, he said, if you're getting chicken in there, you really should try some in this spicy peach glaze. It was so good.
Okay.
I mean, I tossed the Zaxby's sauce to the side and finished it with
That's awesome.
The spicy peach. It was so
well, we're
good.
going to do a whole episode on all different kinds of barbecue sauce. So
Yes.
we'll save that one. But I've even seen these in little gift shops before.
Yes, good point. I know locally here in Franklin, there's a store called the Tin Cottage that carries Captain Rodney's. So I would say, gift stores, boutique stores. That is a great gift.
Well, it is a great gift. And then they probably know tailgaters by like cutesy little,
that's so true.
UT, Alabama, like
That's
different
so true.
things in those shops. And
Yeah.
then a lot of tailgaters will be familiar with Boucan glaze.
Yeah. Well, it was good. So kudos to Captain Rodney. And I'm so glad that they moved their business from the kitchen to out on the shelves.
And how fun that they were Tennessee. I didn't know that. So
Oh,
I've had this before. And like I said, the first person I ever knew to make it was in Kentucky. So I didn't realize it was a Tennessee company.
That's
that
funny,
made it even more fun.
Did you think it was Southern? You just didn't know at all?
For some reason I did.
Okay.
I don't know why. Maybe I thought Florida because of the pirate thing or something. I thought it was Southern, but I wasn't sure. Anyhow.
That's cool.
That was a fun find.
Well, great episode.
Well, and we've got giveaways.
We do, yeah. So
which is so fun.
If you haven't already, go follow us on our Instagram at Still Magnolias Podcast. We'll be giving away a set of the 3 sauces from Y'all Company that we mentioned today and this boucan sauce from Captain Rodney's. So you're getting 4 awesome sauces to one lucky winner that we'll do a drawing for.
And later we'll do a barbecue sauce
yeah,
giveaway too, because we have some fun things with that.
We have a sauce pile up at the house right now because we've got the ones we're tasting on, all the ones to give away. So, well, thanks for bringing another great topic to the table.
Yeah, this was fun. People love the yummy goodness of Southern sauces and foods.
Yeah, well, I think this was good content because these were different. This was,
none of them are similar to each other.
Nothing you're going to find in the ethnic food section or in, dipping sauces that you're probably used to from a chicken joint. Like these were different.
Yeah.
So
that's
good
fine.
Job. Good find.
Well, we're having fish tacos with comeback sauce for dinner.
All right. I can't wait. Okay, y'all have a good week. Peace be with you.
And also with y'all.